Welcome to Crafty Beach. This is Julie. I have a fun football themed tier tray for you today. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the bell to be notified when I post, and a thumbs up is always appreciated. Okay guys, I wanted to do a football themed tier tray, football and pumpkins, for my entryway tier tray. And so we are big football fans in our house. Go Chiefs! And I found these great little football goalposts at the Dollar Tree. So what I'm doing is I'm just using a couple of giant Jenga blocks I have left over from another project. They're partially stained. I'm going to stain them all over except for the bottom, because you won't be able to see that. And I'm going to use those for the base of my little end post for my little football end post there. So the first thing I'm going to do is use a pretty large drill bit, and I'm just going to drill a little hole in the center of each one of those blocks, and I'm going to make like a base for these. They're made out of orange and they're plastic, and they come with little suction cups, but I wanted something a little bit better to sit on my tier tray than the suction cups. So I'm just drilling a little hole in each one of my wood blocks. Now I'm going to use one of these wood dowels from the Dollar Tree, and it's about the same diameter as the hole that I drilled. So then I'm just using a little dab of hot glue and gluing those in. And those are going to give me great bases for these little goalposts. Now they're a little too long, so I'm just trimming them with my awesome miter scissors. I got those on Amazon. I'll post a link for those. And using just a little bit of hot glue on that dowel, just sliding my goalpost on. And that made a great base because it's, heavy. You can use, if you don't have little pieces of wood like this, you could always use the mini Jenga blocks from the Dollar Tree and just glue them together. Now I am using, I just printed out Chiefs with a vertical print, just something I found on Google. And I'm just going to attach those to the posts with just a glue stick. And that's our favorite team, so I thought that would be a fun little touch to put on the goalposts. And the tier tray that I'm going to do today is a rectangular tier tray. It's a 2-tier tray that I bought on Amazon. It is a great tier tray. I'll post a link below for that as well. I love it. And it's really cool because I think I'm going to be able to simulate like a football field on the bottom of my tier tray. And so going along with that theme, I thought I would make it look like the football field. So I'm just using a piece of green felt I had laying around, and it's 12 inches long, and so I'm just going to go and make a line every inch. Just kind of trying to simulate what a football field looks like. I don't really go into putting the numbers or anything on there, but I just kind of wanted it to look like a football field. So I'm just using a chalk pen and a ruler and doing a line every inch. And this is going to provide like a little carpet to go underneath my tier tray on my bottom tier. And I'm going to put the little field goal posts on each end, just like a football field. Now, once I get this on there, I notice that the chalk pen is pretty faint. It's a little hard to see. So I do go back in with a paint pen, and using the chalk as guidelines, I'm just going to paint a stripe. They're not going to be super straight, but they're going to be fine. They're going to give that effect that I'm looking for, which is just a football field. And this is just a piece of green felt I had left from like a multi-pack from Walmart, I believe. But I think you can get felt like this maybe at the Dollar Tree. Maybe not quite this color. So that looks way better. Now my tier tray has a pole in the middle, and I'm going to put this on the bottom. So I'm just cutting a strip in the back, an opening, and then I'm just going to cut out a circle in the middle, kind of like what you would see like on a tablecloth, and that's going to fit around that post nicely. Okay, I got this little sign at the Dollar Tree the other day, and it is perfect. Family, friends, and football. And it has that orange and white buffalo check on the back. The only thing I don't like is that the writing is in glitter, so I am just going over that with a coat of Mod Podge just to tone the glitter down a little bit. You can still kind of tell it's glitter, but I didn't want to redo it because it was perfect, but I just don't really like the glitter look. So I do go over with just a couple coats of Mod Podge just to tone that down a little bit. But I love the wood frame. That's going to go great with my wood tier tray. And I love the orange and white buffalo check. And the helmet's really cute too because it's like that wood color. I love this. I think it's really cute. So I'm just making sure I got it good and dry. And that is ready to go. I got this orange and white football at Dollar Tree. Ready to go. And then I also got this football glass at Dollar Tree. It's a clear glass. It's shaped like a football. The hardest part of that was just getting the tag off the bottom. And I thought about painting the little stitching on it white, but I wanted to be able to use this in the future if I wanted to, so I didn't really want to mess up the cup. And I'm just filling it with pumpkins. I found these little orange fuzzy velour pumpkins at Dollar Tree. And there wasn't quite enough, so I'm also going to combine some of these orange and white buffalo check pumpkins from Dollar Tree. And together, it's perfect to fill up the football glass, and I think those look fun. Okay, moving on to the next project. This is just a little sign that I got at the thrift store for 99 cents, but you could totally get one of these from the Dollar Tree. And it has like this wood grain. I don't really care what it says because I want to cover that up. Now, anytime I find that I have one of these signs that I'm thrifting or making over a Dollar Tree sign, if it has white writing on it, if you paint the surface white first, you're going to be able to cover up that writing. And I don't need it to be completely covered up because I am going to put something on it. But I do want it where you can't really see any letters through it. So I'm just using ivory chalk paint. Just on the front. I'm not worrying about the sides. The sides are perfect. And I am just going over it, trying to cover up all of that writing. Now, my plan for this little sign, a little shelf sitter sign for my tier tray, is to put that orange pumpkin there that says football on it. That is a sign, a hanging sign that's from the Dollar Tree right now. And it's got two footballs, football family, friends, I think it says on the other pumpkin. And I'm going to use most of these for the tier tray project today. Now, once I get a good coat of ivory on there and it's pretty much covered, I'm going in with Antique Wax by Waverly and just going in one direction. And I'm going to give a nice wood grain effect. It's going to match the sides of the sign. And it's going to give us a great blank sign to add one of those pumpkins to. So I'm just touching up the sides as well. There was a few chips on it being a thrift flip. And it does take a little bit more time to dry the Antique Wax by Waverly. And I did go in and put another coat on there as well. So that's why it's a little bit darker there. Now, the football has glitter on it, the football word. So I'm going over that with just some Mod Podge too, just to tone down the glitter and make it not quite so obvious. But I love the orange pumpkin. The orange and white is going to go great with my tier tray. And I love the fact that it says football on it. So once I get that Mod Podge and dry, I'm just going to attach that to my sign with a little bit of hot glue. Easy peasy little sign. And I mean, I've got 3 pumpkins and those 2 footballs, all for $1 there. Now, just to finish off the top, I'm just going to use a little raffia bow that I took off another Dollar Tree project and just glue that to the base of the stem. And that guy is ready to go. Now, it was a little tippy, like it wanted to tip over a little bit. So I'm just going to glue one of those giant Jenga blocks just to the bottom, just to weigh it down a little bit so it doesn't fall over on my tier tray. I also got this pumpkin at the Dollar Tree. It's orange and white buffalo check. I'm going to take off the cheap plastic looking stem though, and just replace it with one of these sticks that I got on Amazon. I got a whole bag of them, and they make great pumpkin stems. I'll post a link for those as well. So I just pushed that in where the old one was, and then just for a little detail, I'm just going to take a little twine and tie a simple bow around the stem. So cute. Okay, I wanted to make another sign. I have this little sign that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. It's kind of got a little bump out piece with a little block, and I just want to cover the back. It's a lighter color wood than my other sign, but I think it'll be okay. And so I'm using some of this adhesive wallpaper from the Dollar Tree to try to cut out just a background. I think that this print will look really good with the light wood frame and provide a good base. I want to make a sign with one of those footballs. Now, I didn't really measure very well. And so those signs are kind of weird because you kind of have to cut it a little bigger than the opening because the back doesn't come off. You kind of have to like slide it down in there. And I didn't want you to be able to see those little dog paw prints. So I cut out another piece and I'm trying to get it in there just about perfect. Now I'm going to trim it up a little bit and then peel off the back of the adhesive wallpaper. I love this stuff. And just apply that to the back of the frame. I did cut it a tiny bit short on one side, but no big deal. I can just reattach that and line up the lines and you won't be able to tell. Now I'm going to use both of these footballs for my tier tray that was on this little hanging thing. So this first one, I'm going to go in, it's got glitter on it, of course. And I'm just going to go in and Mod Podge the glitter just to tone that down a little bit. And I'm going to use one of these footballs for that sign. And I'm also going to do one football to tie on the top ring of my tier tray. I think that would be a fun little touch for the top of my tier tray. So just drying that with my heat gun, and then this is the one that's going to be on the top of my tier tray. So I'm just going to hot glue some twine to the back just so I have a little string that I can tie to that ring, and that's all there is to that DIY. Super easy. Now the other football I'm going to attach to our little sign. So I'm going to use the same block that was in there before, but you can always use like a little wood block from the Dollar Tree. Just kind of hot glue that to the center, apply a little bit more hot glue to the block, and then just put my little football on there, and it gives me a nice 3D effect with my football. Now this is just an orange pumpkin that I picked up at Dollar Tree. It's perfect for this tier tray. Also, I needed a little bit of filler, so I'm going to use some of these burlap leaves that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. And they come 5 in a package. They kind of have a wire in the end. I don't really need that, so I'm just tucking that under, and that'll make a great filler for my tier tray. Okay, it's time to put this thing together. This is such an easy tier tray. I really enjoyed making it, and it was super fast. So here's the little orange and white football that I found at the Dollar Tree. Didn't have to do anything to that. And here's our little football glass filled with pumpkins. We're bringing in the orange pumpkins. We're also bringing in that orange buffalo check. Super cute. Now, the football is the next thing, and this is one that I put the string on. So I'm just going to tie that to that top ring of my tier tray. And it's just going to give a nice little finishing football touch to the top of my tray. And just tucking the little strings in behind so you can't see them. Now up next on the top of the tiered tray, we are going to add our little family, friends, and football sign. Didn't really have to do anything to that. All I did was Mod Podge the glitter. And I love the orange and white buffalo check background. And then it's just a couple of those burlap leaves to fill up any empty space on the top of our 2-tier tray. Okay, sorry this is kind of crooked. My stand is not that great. And here is our little football field that we made out of felt. And just putting that around the post on the bottom of our tier tray. And then to finish off the theme of the football field, I'm going to put my little goalposts, one on each end of my football field, and I even have them personalized with our favorite team, the Chiefs. And they were orange. I didn't have to do anything to them. The orange is going to go perfect with my fall football and pumpkins theme. Then up next on the bottom of our tier tray, we're going to do that little football sign that we made with the football pumpkin. And it looks really good right back here. Now on the other side, I'm going to put this little orange pumpkin. It's a little low. I'm probably going to go back in there and try to put something under it to lift that up a little bit to make it higher. And here is our little buffalo check pumpkin. Just going to kind of put that one in front. Super cute with that little stem we put in there. And here's our little football sign. And it does kind of block the pumpkin and the back. That's one reason why I want to raise that up a little bit. But you can still see it from the side, the pumpkin. And then I'm just using the remaining 3 burlap leaves just to fill up any empty space on the bottom of my tier tray. I told you this was going to be easy. This was such an easy football and pumpkin tier tray, and I love it. I can't wait for the boys to see it in the morning. They're going to love it. I did have back to school here, but now we are all way back to school, so I wanted something else, and I love this. Football season for the Chiefs starts this weekend, and so this is just a great way to kick it off. And I love that we also have pumpkins as well. So it makes it a great fall tier tray for anybody that likes football. Family, friends, and football. Can't ask for more than that. What do you guys think? I think this is really fun, and I had a great time putting it together, and it was so easy. If you liked this video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe, and comment below what your favorite project was.